Good morning, Torah Tots. I'm going to read you a story today that was one of Jonah Kai's favorite stories when he was in preschool. It's called Spike and Cubby's Ice Cream Island Adventure. It's by Heather Sellers. And the person who drew the pictures is named Amy Young. She has the same name as I do. Amy, what do you know? All right, so let's see here. I'll read the words and then I'll show you the pictures. Cubby was hard at work on his new book, Dogs of the Sea. He had just finished the first half of the first sentence when the phone rang. It was his friend Spike, the artist. Spike was his best friend. "How are you doing, Cubs? You want to take a break?" Spike asked. There's Cubby hard at work on his first book. And he had just written the first sentence when he got that phone call. "Oh, no. I really shouldn't right now," Cubby answered. "I'm at work. Hey, Spike, you should be working too." Spike said, "But no, I just got an invitation to the grand opening of Ice Cream Island. We have to go." Spike said, "Cubby, it'll only take 5 minutes to get there. Come on, I'll be right over." Here's a picture of Spike in his artist studio, and he's got an invitation to the grand opening of Ice Cream Island. When Spike got to Cubby's house, he called out, "Hey, you ready to go?" Inside, Cubby was sharpening his pencils. He did not want to stop working. But he really wasn't getting that much done, and it was a beautiful day outside. "Come on, Cubby," Spike pleaded. "Take a break." Cubby tried to keep up as Spike raced down the street toward the ferry that would take them to Ice Cream Island. Cubby is running after his friend Spike. They're going down the street as fast as they can to get to the ferry that's going to take them across the water to Ice Cream Island. When they arrived at the dock, they were very surprised. In a big, bold sign, it said, "No dogs on the ferry." "No dogs? What are we going to do?" Spike cried. Cubby said, "Maybe we should just go home." No dogs on the ferry. Hey, barked Spike to the ferry captain. "We need to cross." But the ferry captain and his porters paid no attention to Spike. There they are, ignoring Spike. Spike's there on the land, barking at them. Now, why do you think they aren't letting any dogs on the ferry? Look at what kind of animals are on the ferry. What animals do you see on the ferry boat? Are those animals that usually like dogs? Cubby and Spike were pretty upset. It really didn't seem fair. The great, giant ice cream cone was visible all the way across Torch Lake. In the distance, Ice Cream Island sparkled, so new, so sugary, so shiny and pink. "Hey, Cubby, that's the all-you-can-eat super cone," Spike drooled. "It's real." Cubby felt the hunger pangs. "It looks delicious," he sighed. You see it there? The ferry is taking off towards that Ice Cream Island across Torch Lake. Cubby's looking at it. I think it looks pretty tasty to him. But where is Spike going? Let's see what Spike's going to do. Just then, Spike spotted something nearby. Sailboats in shades of red and blue and silver lined an old wooden pier. Spike had an idea. "Follow me," he said to Cubby. In just a matter of minutes, they had rented a boat from Morah. "Be very careful," Morah cautioned. "Be careful. This is for experienced sailors only." "Oh, we are very experienced sailors," said Spike as he waved. So there's Myra's rent-a-boat. And Spike is running down the pier to get into a boat, and Cubby is signing a contract. And there they go. Myra is waving to them from the shore, and Spike and Cubby are in a sailboat. I noticed that Cubby is wearing a life jacket. That seems very safe. "Spike," said Cubby, "do you know how to sail?" "Of course I know how to sail," Spike answered. "Hang on." "Oh, I didn't know that. When did you learn how to sail?" Cubby asked very politely. Suddenly, a surprising gust of wind sent the boat flying across Torch Lake very fast. "We're sailing!" Spike yelled. Cubby was a little bit worried. The boat was rocking wildly to and fro. Spike wasn't paying any attention to the tiller or the sails or the lines. "We'll be there soon!" Spike shouted, proud on the prow of their sailboat. Cubby looks a little worried. Spike is so excited. Now let's see. A big gust of wind came. Spike is out there on the prow of the boat looking excited, and he can see Ice Cream Island in the distance. Cubby, on the other hand, is inside the boat. He's wearing his life jacket. He's looking a little worried, and he's reading a book that's called Fast and Easy Sailing for Dogs. And I think he's trying to learn how to sail right quick. Because I don't think Spike really knows how to sail a sailboat. I don't think he's really an experienced sailor. Uh-oh. Look at this one. Uh-oh. That looks like stormy weather. "We're going to capsize. Spike, please help me steer this boat," Cubby cried. He dove for the controls and leaned against the tiller with all his might. The wind howled. It started to rain hard. Cubby struggled to steer the little boat, and then a flash of lightning lit the sky. Now, Spike didn't mind lightning, but he hated thunder, and thunder comes after the lightning. Kaboom, boom, kaboom, boom. Oh dear. Spike is scared. Thunder wrapped all around the little boat, banging like a drum. "Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop," Spike whimpered. Cubby remained as calm as he could. The sails snapped and flapped in the squall. The waves crashed and lurched, and then a blast of north wind piled the water into one enormous wave. Here's what it looked like. There's Cubby trying hard to hold the boat steady, but the waves are very big. The wave flung the little boat and flipped it upside down. Cubby was tossed up into the wind. Spike was thrown down into the roiling seas of Torch Lake. It was a terrible, terrible moment. Cubby was thrown up into the wind. Spike was thrown down into the lake. Their little boat was upside down and the wave was huge. It was a terrible, terrible moment. "Spike! Spike!" Cubby called out as loud as he could, but there was no sign of his friend. He looked all around. Here I am, Spike yelped. He admitted that he was a very good sailor. He admitted that he was a very good swimmer, even if he didn't know how to sail a sailboat. "Oh, That's good, said Cubby, because now you're going to have to tow us to land, and it won't be easy. Are you okay? He asked. Yes, said Spike. As the fog lifted, Cubby looked ahead. Spike, do you see what I see? Ice Cream Island, they both shouted together. And look, there's Spike swimming and pulling the sailboat behind him. The sailboat is upside down. And Cubby is standing on top of the bottom of the sailboat. And Spike is pulling them towards Ice Cream Island. And look, the skies have cleared up. It's a nice sunny day again with just a few fluffy clouds. Oh, that's so good. This is not terrible at all anymore, is it? Right in front of them, Ice Cream Island stood tall. It had not been touched by the storm. Spike and Cubby were so excited. And also, they were hungry for ice cream. Wow. Look at that giant ice cream cone. Lots of people are having a good time on Ice Cream Island. Right in front of them. Within minutes of arriving, Cubby ordered the Perfection Parfait. Spike ordered the Spumoni Bologna Grande. Now, do you want that with burger bits on top? Or swirled in? The server asked with a smile. Swirled in, please, Spike quickly decided. Over ice cream, the two dog friends talked about their wild adventure. Ooh, stormy weather, Spike said, rocking his sundae bowl back and forth. Tell me again about how I was towing the boat all by myself, with you standing on top of the boat. Tell that part. Tell it again. Cubby told the whole story again and again. He told how Spike was sucked into the water, how Cubby flew like a little balloon into the dark heart of the storm. He told about the giant waves and how he was flung right through the thunder. And he told how happy he was to see Spike safe again. Will you tell it to me one more time? Spike asked. Sure I will, Spike, said Cubby. And that was a wonderful, wonderful moment. The next day, Cubby woke up at the crack of dawn back at his house, and he went straight to work. He wrote the second half of his first sentence with ease, and the whole rest of the book just flowed. Dogs of the Sea seemed to write itself. I am so ready to see your illustrations, Cubby said when he called Spike that afternoon. Now there's Cubby in his pajamas doing his work. He wrote the whole story all at once. Now meanwhile, Spike is over in his artist studio and he is just lounging around. Do you think that he's done his work yet? Oh, Spike said, Cubby, you need to take a break. No, 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 said Cubby, I'm working. Just think, said Spike. Let's go to Ice Cream Island. It'll only take 5 minutes. Well, said Cubby, let's do it. And off they went. The end.